Hello, it's Luna B, and today we're going to dive into the spiritual practice of astrology. So, I'm an astrologer, a yoga therapist, and an embodiment coach. And I've always been attracted to the unseen realms of energy. I'm a very embodied person. I have a lot of physical energy and a lot of curiosity in my life. So learning is definitely my go-to. I don't know about you, but are you a forever learner? I definitely am. And I'm grateful for that part of myself. And I'm definitely also a teacher. So thank you for tuning into my channel. Thank you for taking the time to listen and subscribe if you want to get updates. So, what is inspiring me right now is that we are in Aries season, and Aries is the beginning of the astrological year. It is the season of fire and new beginnings, spring. Things are starting to melt finally, although where I live, there's still snow. Um, but things are melting. There's snow and melting. There's water and there's mud, and we can start seeing that things are soon going to be start sprouting from the earth. So it's a really exciting time to nurture your seeds of what you are growing. And so, a little bit about my journey. I have been on the spiritual path of yoga and meditation for over 40 years. Having such an active mind, I really needed a way to slow down my thinking. And meditation was my first spiritual practice. And I wanted to take some time today to honor one of the great influences of bringing meditation to the West, and that is Ram Dass. So I actually have his book here in my hand, Be Love Now by Ram Dass. It's a really beautiful book. And a lot of you might know him as well for his book, Be Here Now. Um, and his birthday was April 6th. So he was born, he was an Aries Sun. And it's so interesting. I just looked at his astrology chart, and I'll share a little bit more about that in a minute. But he was a devoted meditator. He was a spiritual teacher to so many. I don't know if you know his work. If you don't know it, I definitely encourage you to look it out. And he was devoted to his guru. His guru really changed his life. And I thought that I would read just what he wrote about his guru just in the book because I just read it and it is so, so beautiful. His guru was Maharishi, a man in a blanket who died but lives within me and always knows my heart, a cosmic playmate whose laughter goes beyond time, who always loves me more than a lover, a father, or a mother, more than I love myself. Even when I forget to love him, his presence is like a sweet, silent, mist-like energy in my heart, who showed me a path with no direction and illumines every step along the way, without whom none of this would exist. Through him, I met my real self, who wouldn't take credit for this book, but it is his. So that was the devotional to the book. And I just thought it was so beautifully written that I wanted to share it with you. And meditation and spiritual practices is about surrender and trust. And for me, that's definitely my biggest stretch in my lifetime. I have a Virgo South Node. So I come from wanting to understand on the earthly plane, a very busy mind. And my North Node, so that is the soul growth in this lifetime for me, is about surrender and trust into the mysticism. And that is the life path that I work on. So if you're interested in learning more about your own soul's evolutionary growth, then please reach out. I love to do readings. I love supporting you in your own growth. And let's take a moment just to even look and talk. I could talk a little bit about Ram Dass's chart. He was an Aries Sun, so he was a leader. And his Aries Sun was in the 10th house, conjunct his North Node. So his purpose, his soul's evolutionary path, and conjunct the planet Uranus, the great awakener. And the 10th house is all about visibility and what he is known for. He was a Cancer rising, so he was definitely one that nourishes people and is sensitive, very sensitive soul. So his chart was ruled also by the moon. And he had a Sag moon. He was a visionary in the 5th house of creativity and vision and writing. And he wrote such beautiful, beautiful work that nourished so many souls. So just that whole energy of understanding his North Node and how he achieved it and how he is known for his work, and his work lives on. His legacy lives on today. And I wanted to read one more thing in his work that really lands with me. So many of you know, I've been in the road of recovery for over 10 years, sober from alcohol, and it is a daily spiritual practice. So the work of recovery is really connecting to the divine. And so in his book, there's this line that I just picked up, which was very similar to work that's also in the program and the room of recovery. Your work is to practice contentment and surrender. That's how you allow the guru to work on you. Even when bad times or painful things come up, let yourself be with them as fierce grace. It's just the guru helping you to see your attachments and your sufferings from the vantage point of the soul. You surrender to the deeper will, not my, but thy will. Not my will, but thy will. And that is such a beautiful spiritual teaching. So, as we are in this season of fire, and sometimes Aries feels like me, it's never just me, right? It's always how can we serve at our highest, most authentic, and aligned self during this season? What is the divine and the cosmos inviting you into? So that's the excitement about astrology. It is the cosmic map of your soul. And it is how you choose to align with that highest expression of you in this lifetime. And it's never done from force, it's never done from control, and it's done from surrender, tuning in, acknowledging our teachers on the path, having mentorship, and tuning into thy will, divine will, and feeling that within your soul, that deep alignment. So I hope that this landed and you enjoyed some of the readings from Be Love Now by Ram Dass. And if you're interested to look at your soul astrology chart, reach out. It would be my honor to read with you and support you on your journey. Namaste, Luna Bee.